Hello, everybody. How are you? Give everybody a few seconds to jump in here. I want to welcome everybody in and thank you for being here today. I hope we have more people join us. This is kind of an important live for me today. And I want to see if we can have more people show up before I jump into the meat of things. So Kristen from Bella's Whisper, welcome. Thank you for being here. Logan, I'm glad you're here. So how are you doing today, Kristen? I'm surprised it's so quiet in the house today. It's usually so loud and noisy. I don't hardly know what to do with such quiet. Can you guys all hear me okay? This is the first time I've been able to use my computer. My computer was not working properly, and my son was able to get it working. And the camera on here was not working for years. And all of a sudden, when he went to fix it for me, the camera magically started working. So I hope that the sound is good and the image is clear. Wonderful. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate that. I am doing really well. I'm tired today, but at least I'm not hurting like I was all weekend. So that is a blessing. I'm a little bit nervous today because of this live. It's pretty big for me today. I should have done this live a long time ago. I put it off and put it off. I've been wanting to start a new scheduled video / live on the channel for quite some time. Let me back up. I washed my tongue and can't do a thing with it. I have my thoughts for Thursday, and that's a video that you can count on every Thursday unless I'm having issues with the program that I use to create the video. And it comes out every Thursday. I can't promise a time, depends on how soon I'm able to get it edited and uploaded, but it will come out every Thursday. I've been wanting to start something for Mondays, and that would be a video or a live guaranteed to come out every Monday. And that is Meet Me Monday. And I've been putting it off. I finally just decided, hey, Fairbrick Studio, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. We're just getting started. So the Meet Me Monday is something that I've been wanting to do, and I just keep putting off. I also have not actually done an introduction to my channel to talk about who we are. Who is LewisAcreFarm? What are we about? And what are my goals? what is the purpose of my channel? And I finally just kicked myself and said, okay, get it done. You've got to do this. So I thought I would combine the two together today and tell you a little bit. First of all, I want to tell you who LewisAcreFarm is. LewisAcreFarm kind of came about a little bit as a joke, but not really. Logan and I met in 1988. I was a senior in high school. Logan was a sophomore. And we met in Jerome, Idaho. We were in choir class on a field trip. We were doing a festival or some sort of a choir competition. And I apparently had been eyeing me for quite some time, but both of us were painfully shy. And he hadn't worked up the nerve to talk to me. Well, I noticed he was looking at a Louis L'Amour magazine, and my dad loved Louis L'Amour, and I enjoyed reading the books as well. So I struck up a conversation. Both of our friends were with us at the time, and they ditched us. They left us alone. And so after that conversation on this field trip, I went back and I talked to my best girlfriends about him. And we had our Sadie Hawkins dance coming up. And they convinced me to ask him to the dance. So I did. And that was our first date, my first date ever. And we hung out, dated the rest of my senior year until his dad got a job in Montana and came home one day, said, pack up the house. I think it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, said, pack up the house. We have to be gone. And in Montana by Sunday night, we're leaving Friday. We have to be there Sunday night. I start my job Monday. And so he came and very briefly told me Wednesday afternoon that was the last time I was going to see him. And it was until 22 years later. We were supposed to go to prom, and I had my prom dress and everything, and I didn't get to go to my senior prom because his dad moved him away. Welcome in, Jesse and Lisa. Thank you for being here. So fast forward 22 years later, both of us had been through a bad marriage. I had a son who was 19 years old, and Logan was living in Nixa, Missouri with his mom and stepdad, and he sent me a message on Facebook, have a Merry Xmas. That was it. Didn't sign his name, didn't say, hi, how are you? Nothing. He just said, have a Merry Xmas. And I know all of Canyon County heard me scream. I had never stopped thinking about him in all those years. Shades of Gray, welcome in. Glad you're here. So I wrote back to him, sent him a nice long message back, and we never missed a day of chatting after that. We exchanged phone numbers. I was disabled by then, and I was walking with a walker at the time. I was crocheting, and I crocheted and crocheted so many things. I took orders, and I sold my work to pay for a bus trip back to Missouri to spend time with him and his family. And I spent 8 days in April of 2011, and it was as if Logan and I had never been apart, and we knew that God had brought us back together. And so June 29th of 2011, he rode with his mom and stepdad back up here to Idaho, and he came to stay with me. 3 years later, on June 28th, he and I got married. And so on June 28th, Logan and I will be celebrating 10 years of marriage. And so that is our story. And both of us dream of someday owning our own property. Right now, I own the home that we're in. I bought it and paid for it before he found me, and it sits in a mobile home park. We have a rather large lot. Yes, I'm sticking to it. We have a large lot, but we don't own the property. So we have to follow all the rules. We have to do what they tell us to do. And we used to have the right to some land that actually is not part of our lot. We gardened there for 9 years. We had a 16 by 40 garden plot plus 4 raised beds. We added the raised beds because even though we had a garden, I couldn't do the gardening with my disabilities. Once we added the raised beds, then I was able to do a little bit. If we had our own property, we wouldn't be subjected to all the rules and regulations and told what we had to do with our house and what we couldn't do with our house. And so we were joking around one day and thought, well, what would we call ourselves if we had our own property? And the land that we have to use, that we pay rent on, is rather large. And it's not even half an acre, but it's close. You know, I mean, it's big. And so we jokingly said LewisAcreFarm. And so when I came to name the channel, that's what I decided to call the channel, because for me, it's a statement of faith. Every time I say the name of my channel, I am speaking into existence our dream of owning a couple of acres. Don't want much because we can't take care of much. But we do want somewhere between 1 and 3 acres. That would be more than enough. And my hope, my dream is to grow this channel enough that I can become monetized and eventually start making enough money off of it to put some money aside and maybe have enough money for a down payment on some land. So that's how it came to be LewisAcreFarm. And that's the purpose behind the channel. The park was sold a year and a half ago, and when they bought it, our space rent was $260. We live on my disability. My husband has disabilities, and we can't get him on disability, so he works at the stockyards in another town, and he works 1 day a week. And finding another job to suit him with his disabilities is very difficult. So we basically live on my disability income. In the year and a half that we have had the new owners, they have raised the rent. The first time they raised it to $3.90. It hasn't even been a year, and they're raising it to $5.75. I'm sorry. It's tough. And that's not going to be the last raise that they do. There's others in the park that are paying over $600. That will be almost half of our income. So I'm really pushing hard to reach that 1,000 subs. I want to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year. That's my goal. Right now I'm at 242. And I need your help. I really need your help. Together, I know we can do it. And I know that God is there and that God is helping me. God is blessing this channel because I've only been doing this for not quite 5 months and I've already got 242 subs. That's pretty good. And I'm proud of myself. The monetization and the money isn't the only reason that I chose to do this. When a person has worked full-time and had a social outlet and suddenly becomes disabled, they lose a lot of friends. They lose a lot of contact with the outside world. And I'm a social person. I thrive on being around people. I don't have to be the center of things, but I like to be around people. And I lost all of that when I became disabled. So for me, this is a real social outlet, forming a community. And I've met some amazing, amazing people. So it's as much about forming community and friendships as it is about the numbers. Perhaps even more so. I've met some amazing people here. Jesse and Lisa, you have been just amazing. You've put up with some crazy questions from me as I was getting started. Some late night chats. you were kind enough to come through Caldwell and hang out with me for a few hours, and that meant the world to me. I treasure every one of the people who have been here and helped me get my channel started. And that's the purpose of my Meet Me Monday videos. I want to use Meet Me Mondays to not only share more about who I am and my journey as a person and tell my story, but I also want to share the amazing people that I have met through YouTube. I want to share out the channels that have been instrumental in my life. People like Jesse and Lisa. And I can't even begin to tell you the countless other people who have been so instrumental in my life. There's some amazing people like Kevin at Tuber Chat, Sean at Zion Creek Farms, Gene at Hanging with Papa. There's some amazing people that have really helped me grow, and I want to honor them on Meet Me Monday. I may not go live every Monday, but I will put out a video every Monday to either share a little bit about my journey as a person or to honor the many channels and people who have come into my life. So that's part of the direction that I want to take this channel. I will continue my thoughts for Thursday. So you can expect something on Mondays and Thursdays every week. And I also want to start doing better about finding content and putting out shorts. I want to do better about that. You're absolutely right, Shades of Gray. It's hard being a social butterfly and not having any way to be social. It's really tough. So anyway, one last thing that I do want to let you know is that I am halfway to my 500 for the first stage of monetization. I got up this morning to 242 subs, and I am 2,740 views away from 20,000. When I reach the 20,000 views and the 250 subs, I want to do a small giveaway for you, my base supporters, because without you, I wouldn't have much of a channel. And it's these first few core subs. I really feel like the first 250 are the very core that are going to keep my channel going. It's you that keep me filming, that keep me driving forward, that make me want to get up and find something to do every day to bring you something new. And I am going to be bringing more personal content because I feel like I have had a life's journey that has been rough, and it wasn't for no reason. And I feel like I can make a difference for somebody. I have gotten permission from both Logan and my son Ronson to share a little bit about their story, how their journey has impacted me. Our whole family has disabilities, and as a mom and as a wife, their disabilities have impacted me, and I have their permission to share how their journey has affected mine. And so you're going to hear a bit about that. And so stick around, and we'll grow together. So does anybody have any questions or anything that you would like to know, or just kind of open it up for conversation, just some general chat now? Did I miss anything in chat that I need to go back over? Well, okay. I guess if there's nothing else, if nobody has any questions for me, then I will go ahead and wrap things up. Please share it out, and hit that like button, because those likes help the algorithm. It helps YouTube know that this is a channel to promote, that it's content that people enjoy. So thank you for being here with me today, and I will definitely see you here on Thursday and again on Monday, and probably a little something in between. Have a beautiful, blessed, and glorious day, people. Love you guys.